So I think one of the first questions and topics of of first topics of I think this podcast is that how do we see God in our lives? And I'll ask you this question too, but before that, I think it's fair that I go through it first. That um, I think everybody has their own journey with God, and everybody sees God in their own eyes, and like has different lessons and different ways they met God.
Hmm.
But I think that um, how I met God was, I think, a real good journey. I'd say. Um, I started. Well, I've always been a Christian all my whole life because I was born into a Christian family. I went to church every Sunday. Did all the things that a normal Christian would do. But um, as kids, when I was, because I'm from Pakistan and he's from Cameroon. As kids, we would always do stuff that was not related to Christ. Like we would sometimes do stealing or sometimes do but like stealing as in like a funny stealing, like not actually going out and stealing money from people. Like stealing as in, oh, I grabbed a candy bar from a store or something, right? Um I think as I grew, I fell apart from Christ. I think in grade 9 when I came to, well, grade 7 when I came to Canada. Since then to grade 10, I was always apart from Christ, I'd say. Even though I was a Christian, I went to church every Sunday, but like I think that church aspect was because my family was going and I was just following them. But I was like I think in grade 9 or 10, and I think that's when I peaked at my sins. That's when I was like um doing that, doing this, like trying to manipulate people or trying to you know do the worst things possible in my mind, thinking that it was fine because the world was aspiring it to be as fine. Um, but honestly, now I look at it when I was in grade 11 and 12, how I started my journey with Christ again, this time more stronger than ever. I think it was something great because as soon as I learned it, my heart felt so great. My happiness went up. My ego went down. My pride went down. I gave everything to God and made that a priority in my life. And ever since that, before I do anything special, even this podcast, I yesterday night before I started this podcast, I sat down on my knees and I just prayed. I prayed for like 20 minutes, just asking God for his forgiveness and asking him to bless this podcast and wherever I go, I pray that I walk with him. So no matter what guest comes into this podcast, we just work through that. But yeah, I think that was pretty good. Let's go to him. All right, go.
Go with the
How do we
question.
see God in our lives?
So, when I'm talking about how we see God in our lives, right, I think of the first time that I was really conscious of the fact that there was a God. Because again, as he rightfully said, when we grow up into Christian families, we have this culture where we go to church every Sunday, we attend services, we participate in like different church activities and stuff, right? But then it doesn't necessarily mean that the presence of God is in you, right? But then so right now I'm talking about my journey and how I saw God and how He's been working in my life. So I remember I was born in Cameroon, by the way, and growing up in Cameroon, uh, to be honest, school back there is very competitive, and your grades are so the way they grade you is based on numbers. Like you have the first of the class, second, third, fourth, fifth, and stuff like that. And there came a time in my life where I used to be third, right, or like first of the class. That was like my year one when I started school. My mom was like, "Oh, he's so smart," and everybody was like, "He's so smart," and everything. But then my mom realized after a while when I was going to a Catholic school that I couldn't read or write at that age. But then she's like, how can you be that smart at this age, but then you still can read or you still can write and stuff like that? And then she was like, you know what? Next year I'm going to switch you up to a private school. And that is where everything went down for me. So when I was switched to a private school, and the first semester when our report cards, because they give us report cards, and I was like the last of the class. The beating I got was crazy. Because in an African home, you cannot be last. Like, no matter what you do, don't end up there. So in that moment of my life, I was like, God, what is this? This is where my idea of God started forming in my head. I was like, how can I be at the top and then all of a sudden I'm now at the bottom? And matters got worse because my teachers, they hated me. Back home, teachers have their favorites and stuff like that. So they have kids that they love, they'll treat them and like give them like treat them so special than other kids. So she'll just push it to my face and she'll be like, "You're so stupid," and all of that stuff. And then I'll go home and I'll have to deal with that again with my mom.
I remember my teacher was so like not into me.
Yeah.
She would call me because I got like I was kind of tall,
Uh-huh.
and I was like taller than pretty much every kid in my class because I was
Uh-huh.
in grade 9
Uh-huh.
or grade 5, and
Mhm.
I was like 5 foot and everybody was like 4'6", right?
Mhm.
So I did not do good in my classes,
Mhm.
so she would make me stand on the bench and hold my ears for like the whole class,
Mhm.
and she would call me tall donkey. and there's one teacher
Uh-huh.
puts a pencil
Pencil.
right here,
Yeah.
and then gets a ruler and slaps it. That's the worst thing ever, and it's annoying. But yeah, I understand what
Exactly.
you're saying.
And literally when you get home, the worst part of it is not even facing this at school. It's coming home and then you have to deal with your parents, right? Hey, mind you this, my parents are not bad people. I'm just saying sometimes it's just the culture that we grew up in that makes them think the way that they think, right? So when I came home, and then you have to deal with your mom who is like, oh, you can read, other kids are reading, you're like this, you went to this school and you were taking first, now you're like at the bottom and everything. I used to cry. Like, I cried a lot. I was like, God, I'm only 7. For God's sake, I'm only 7. And this pressure and everything, I felt like I was just supposed to be like perfect and all of that stuff. When Asian kids talk about how their parents raised them, they're so strict. I think Asian parents and African parents, they have like this bond. I think that's something that if they come together, they can literally
Yeah,
agree on.
literally.
It's like, and then in that moment, I felt like there was no one that could help me, to be honest with you. And I read, I practiced, I studied. There's nothing that I did not do to make myself to that level where my parents would want me to be. But then I just realized that there is something important about life. When you put in the work and God is the head of the work, there is no way that you can fail, right? So in this moment of my life, I remember this one time where it was the third semester. So the third semester determines if you're gonna move to the next grade or not. Because mind you, this in my country, you get held back in classes. Like if you're a
Yeah,
dummy,
yeah.
you get held
You
back.
repeat the
They
class.
wouldn't take you to the next class unless you actually
Yeah.
like succeed in the class that you are right now. So in that moment, I was like, God, I've been the bottom since that school started, and this is third term, and everyone, all my friends are gonna move on. Actually, I did not have friends because I was just that kind of kid that was like by himself, because I was not trying. I always thought I was stupid, so I didn't really feel like I had to talk to the other kids because I just felt like they were way above me and stuff like that. So in this moment, I was like, God, man, I don't know. I right now I don't know what to do. I've been studying. I've been reading. I've done whatever it takes. I've learned math that I don't like and everything. Actually, I was good at math back then, so I was like, I've learned math and everything, and I was like, help me, Lord, help me. If you help me, I will never depart from you again. Like, I don't care what people tell me, I will trust you for the rest of my life. And in this moment, so when I went back to school, they told me that the teacher that was there before, like my class 3 teacher, we called her class 3 teacher, and they were like, oh, she got transferred to another school. This teacher hated me so much, and she didn't really teach me, to be honest. But then in a way, I felt like that was God talking and moving me into like, and moving and bringing in somebody into my life that is going to help me go to the next step. So when this other teacher came in, she was so nice. She held my hand, she taught me. She said in her class, she was like, there's no kid that's dumb, there's nothing like that. And man, when the third semester test came out, I actually passed. And I remember I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, it felt like I was not going to move forward to that day when I had this covenant with God where I told him that, Lord, unless you're with me, I am not going anywhere. If you don't show your hands with me, I'm not moving forward. And I was like, help me, Father. Help me, Lord. And then in this moment of my life, he broke through and he came for me. And I just like, again, it's kind of like a testimony. So I just want to say, God, thank you again from that day. But since that day, from my next class to the next class, I've never been the last again. Like I've always been between the first three, and like I've never struggled the way I struggled in that time. But I think also that that situation of my life made me realize that actually that situation of my life taught me a lesson that there is a God. You know, it's like God will only make you crumble to your lowest point, or life will hit you to your lowest point, to the point where you have to find God. It's like you have to find your maker, because in that moment of pain, in that moment of anguish, in that moment of loneliness, there is only going to be one person that's going to actually like hold your hand and tell you that, my son, you know what, I'm going to be with you, I'm going to help you, I'm going to show you that I am God. And I think it's a beautiful story till now, and my faith since then has always been up. You know, it's like there's ups and downs with serving God. There's moments where your faith is really high. There's moments where your faith is really low. But now I'm trying to be conscious, because I think that the best part to keeping a relationship with God is to actually be conscious about the fact that you have to serve Him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like pretty much that's what I think about this.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think we got to clap for one person here.
Yeah.
I think we got to clap for Georgienko. Because like, man, this guy, because I'm not joking. I've been seeing him for like months now. His new podcast, and I think the one with Cliff, I can't pronounce his last name, but the one with Cliff was like, I think it was great, and the fact like about highs and lows, right, and with the relationship with God. I think uh, the biggest, I think, or like the biggest for us, or even me, comes to, I think, relationships and lust. I think that's a lot of things. A lot of times, our people or like our age group suffers with it immensely, right? I know you're in a relationship right now, and
brother,
for you, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna bring her up. I'm not gonna bring her up, but um, the feelings, like obviously, like you have feelings for her, right? And that kind of brings up, either if you're not a religious person who has not done religion for a while, who has not believed and worked with God or walked with God through his ways and through his words for a while, I think there's a lot of times that when you're in a relationship, you see the other person less of a person and more like, oh, I'm gonna get a favor from her because she's like, hey, she's what I need right now. She's what I need, like as a physical appearance. That's what I need right now, right? And I think we can both agree on this. In grade 9 and 10, or even 11, but like grade 9 and 10 for sure, both of our paths were like little crooked. Like we would see a girl and like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, bro. Like she got everything, like the curviness and like everything. That's what we would say all the time. I mean, I'm not lying, but like, that's what we would say. And I think, especially for me, I would say for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I think lust has been a big issue all my life, and like because I wouldn't say big issue as in like, oh, I suffered from it.
Yeah.
It's more like, as a kid, since I was a kid, I've always hung around with people, even my family and even my friends back home. It's just the way it is, that everybody is so
lust driven,
and their minds are so destroyed by it that even though they believe that they're Christ followers, they're not doing anything that's Christ related or anything like that, right? So at this point, you're just fooling yourselves and fooling the idea that, hey, I'm a Christ person. I believe in Christ, but I can do this. No, you can't. Like,
I think yeah, that's like a major thing in our generation. You know, people call the name of God, and although you were saying that in grade 9 we were like lust driven, to be honest with you, I told you, consciousness. My consciousness even most times when we walked in group and they talked about girls and stuff like that, I try not to involve myself in those type of stuff, because as I said, you have to be conscious about the things that you see, about the things that you want to take in, about the place that you want to be in, right?
Yeah.
And again, talking about the fact that we have our friends who are like, I love God, I love Jesus, everything, but then you don't see their actions proving their words, right? It's like faith without works is
Yeah.
dead. Technically, that's how this generation kind of works. It's like we all want to proclaim the name of God, but we do not want to actually do the work that it takes to be a child of God. And it's really hard to have a relationship with people in this generation where you're like literally like-minded or Christ-minded in that sense, because you will like someone and then you tell them that, oh, I love Jesus, and they'll be coming to you, I love Jesus, and that interest of we love Jesus brings you together. But then when you actually discover that the liking Jesus is just words but not through actions, then the faith kind of like backs up.
Like,
and
how much are you willing to give for him?
Exactly.
How much are you willing to put in to the idea that you love God and you actually want to live like God, like live like His words are saying in the Bible? But I think that's like one of the biggest things. And what was I going to say? I think it's really common nowadays in social media too. Like you would see, and I'm not saying, but like even like girls that we follow or high school that are friends, right? I would see you would go to their Instagram and you would see Jeremiah verse and then something, and then if you just go on their photos, whole different idea. Like they would be like, follow God, do this, and then they would just be in bikinis and nudes and everything like that. And I'm like,
okay, so when we talk about these bikinis and nudes and everything, right, guys, we are not against the fact that
we're not against,
you should not do what you want, right? But there is a certain criteria when you put yourself under the authority of God, right? There are certain things that the Spirit of God, if it's in you, there are certain things that you are not supposed to do, because that spirit will condemn your actions, right?
Like if you read the Bible, it's in the Bible to how to dress properly, right? It's in the Bible. So it's like, it's more like, we're not criticizing you for how you're dressing. It's more like, it's just, if you really believe in God and if you really follow God, I feel like you should understand that there's a certain idea that God's words in the Bible want you to follow. And I think we see that actually. Like, I mean, here's the thing. There's this one influencer. She's a Muslim influencer, and her name is Liana or something. She's like Gymshark. She's like has a bunch of millions of followers, and like, and she was before, like I think 2 or 3 years ago, she was just her. Like she did like bikini shoots and everything like that. All of a sudden she finds Islam. Now I'm not saying that Islam is a bad thing. I respect everybody's religion and everything. But that's not the point. The point is, after she accepted Islam, right? If you see her post now, everything is covered. Like if she's in the gym, she's layered 2 or 3 times. Her head is covered. She's wearing pajamas, and I'm not saying like that's not uncomfortable, but at the same time, she has accepted the fact that I love my God, and I am able to do anything, no matter what,
and again,
to please him.
And again, the thing is, it's not uncomfortable when she does it.
Exactly.
From the eyes of someone who does not understand what it means to walk with God, you would think that she's putting herself in such an uncomfortable state to work out or to do some exercises like that. Because again, when you accept God, right, you have to let Him do the changing. You cannot say I love God, but then you want to still take actions for yourself, because when you love God, you let Him decide and you let Him move the way. Again, if you accept God, right, like those girls that you're talking about having their scriptures on their IG and stuff like that, right, and they still find it very difficult to live their old life, because again, when you're born again, right, it's like you denying yourself. It's the refusal of who you are to accept a Christ-like mind, right? So if you say you accept God, right, and then you're still drawn to these things, I think you have to go back to yourself and ask yourself that, am I really doing things right? Because accepting God is you denying yourself, and that is the most difficult thing that people in this generation cannot do. It's like we all want to accept God, but we don't want to deny ourselves. I think that's like the aspect where we have to focus on. Because personally, I denied myself. It's like I crucified myself on the cross with God. and it's like he's unless he does something for me, or unless he says move forward, I will not move. Or unless he
Exactly.
says take this step, I won't take the step, right? So it's like we have to learn to actually accept that the will of God is what actually moves us forward, not
Yeah.
our will. Because again, if you're still on your will, then you fully haven't accepted Christ. That's like the gist
Exactly.
of what I think. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think um I think it like George Janko actually put uh in his way that and I love the way that he put it himself, that if you trust in God and like follow what you believe in and you trust him, anything you do or anything you believe in that you have a goal up for, if you believe in God and if you know that he's going to be there for you every single time. He said this great quote. It's like, if God says action, no one has the ability to stop it. And I think that's super great for me. At least when I heard that quote, I'm like, damn, that's so right. And uh, he says also things about relationship too, right? He says, because I was in a relationship like not too long ago, and things happened, didn't work out, but I never got mad about that fact
Hmm.
because like I heard this quote from him, and he was like, if God, if both of our, I trust my girlfriend and she trusts me, because if there's no trust, there's no relationship,
Hmm.
and if
I
if
also
yeah
I didn't
yeah
want to cut you
yeah
short,
yeah
but about trust, I have something to say. Just finish
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about what you want to
So
say.
so there's trust. That's why there's a relationship,
Hmm.
and I'd say, and he said that if God sees her doing something wrong, that doesn't suit me or that's not right for me,
Hmm.
he will take me away from her life.
Hmm.
Or if she, or like, again, if she does something wrong,
Hmm.
I will take her away, like he would take her away from my life,
Hmm.
right? And then it's simple, right? But yeah, go ahead for the trusting.
Yeah, I don't think God takes people out of people's life. This is just my view, and here the reason why I have this. I have what to say. A relationship, I think, is built on faith. And again, in the Bible, when you read through Genesis to Revelation, it never says that trust in man, trust in man,
Mm-hmm.
trust in man. I don't, the idea of trusting you are like a brother to me. But if I tell you right now that I don't trust you, but I have faith in you, because the Bible says that faith, right, is the things that are not seen or heard, right? It's through our actions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You understand what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is that I will have faith in you because you're human,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I can only trust God because He's omnipotent,
Yeah,
right? It's like if I put my trust in you, I think in my position, I think that's selfishness because you're only a human being, and I will trust you, and I will say, "Oh, Aaron, I trust you." But then tomorrow, oh, let me even use a simpler situation, right? Let's see a simpler scenario. When we were growing up as kids, right, your mom will come to you and she'll say, "Tell me your secret, tell me your secret." And you'll be like, "No, mom, I don't want to tell you." Because you know she's gonna tell your aunties
yeah.
and stuff like that. And you'll be like,
Yeah,
she'll be like, "Trust me,
yeah,
trust me."
yeah,
And then you'll be like, "Mom, really, like I don't want to tell you." And then she'll make you tell her, and then you tell her. And then the next moment she'll be like, "Oh," the next moment your auntie will call you and she'll be like, "Yeah, oh my god, this or your secret has been
yeah,
spilled
yeah,
and everything." And then you sit down, you're like, "My own mom," and
yeah,
then you're like, "Jesus Christ."
yeah.
So that idea of like trust in somebody, right? I don't really think we should put it on people. We should put it on God. You understand what I mean? Like you cannot fully
Yeah,
trust
yeah.
a
I'd
person
say,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I understand where you're coming from, and I believe that too. But I think I think by using the word trust, it was wrong. Hey,
Daddy.
what? Yeah, we're shooting something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you. But I wasn't here. Well, I wasn't here. I wasn't here for your New Year's because I was no, because you're. I called you. You didn't pick up. Am I your friend? Have a good day, Chief. Are you cut that one, right? No? Okay, okay. We'll just where were we? Um
Okay, about the trust thing.
yeah, it's funny though. It's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, back to what we were saying. Uh so I think using like in my sentences, I think using the word trust
Mm-hmm.
I think was the wrong thing. I think faith would have been the better option
Mm-hmm.
because I had faith. I have faith in God and I have faith in my
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Because when I go into one, I'm not going in. I'm not like with everybody else in this generation that hey, I
Mm-hmm.
just want to go in a relationship because I want this from this girl and I feel lonely and I'm like yeah no. If I want to go in a relationship, it's either to marry the girl or something like that. Like I am going to marry this girl. That's the only reason why I'm in this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And you're right. You're right.
That's my idea going into the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to know that like I'm going to marry this girl, then I need to know that I can have the utmost faith in her, and she has to has the same beliefs as me. Like
Mm-hmm.
if she doesn't believe in God, it's just not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has to believe in God, she has to pray God, she has to breathe God, she has to do everything that I'm doing in order for the relationship to work and in
Mm-hmm.
order for me to have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the things
The idea of what you think.
that
Yeah.
like I think it's not even like about it's not even a list. It's more like if I know I like or love this girl, she would automatically have this. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna ask her this. Like I would just see, and if she does, then it's great. If it doesn't, then we're just gonna move past.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not getting into a relationship knowing that she doesn't believe in God. That's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna happen. So that's why I'm like, I think faith is the better option. That if you have faith
Mm-hmm.
in this girl, like if I have faith in this girl and I have faith in God, then I
Mm-hmm.
know if she does anything wrong, God will take me away from her because that's the best option to do so
Mm-hmm.
for me to live a better life and for her to live a better life.
Right.
Do
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, as I was talking about the issue of faith, right? I always like to quote the Bible when I say this thing. The Bible says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, and
Yeah.
then is the evidence of the things that we haven't seen, right? Which is clearly understandable if you think about it. It's like you faith is a substance of things. So you have a goal, right? You have a goal, and then you you believe in the fact that you have faith in her because it's a
Mhm.
substance of things that you hope for. You the certain things that you hope that she doesn't do in that
Yeah,
relationship,
exactly.
right? And the evidence of things that evidence it's like evidence of things that you haven't seen. If you have a girl and then you're hoping that she doesn't cheat on you, it's not that you're trusting her that
Nah.
she doesn't cheat on
Yeah,
you, right?
exactly.
Because again, you cannot trust a person fully, and that is why I don't like to use the word trust. I tell my parents that, Mom, Dad, I don't trust you. My trust alone belongs to God. I have faith in the two of you that if I tell you something or if I approach you about something, right, you should be able to keep it.
Mhm.
But then I will not
Yeah.
I will not force myself to think that, oh, if she tells another person, I'm gonna get mad at her, because it's in human nature for us to want to share something to other people.
So keep your expectations to
Exactly.
not like be broken.
Exactly.
Because like yeah, I get it. Because
Mhm.
it's not like and then we're gonna say yeah, we don't trust you, but I still have faith in you. Obviously, they were like, damn, what the
Yeah,
hell? But like, I love
that
you
was
still.
exactly
I love you.
that was my parents' reaction when
Yeah,
I told them. It's like they were puzzled and they were like, what is this guy talking about?
yeah,
But then when I got to explain it, it's like the truth is that you will feel excited about certain things I will tell you,
exactly.
and you will tell another person that you have faith in. It's not that it's like you say you replace the word faith with the word trust. You tell another person. It could be your sister, it could be your brother, it could be like if I tell my dad something and don't tell your wife, right? It's
Yeah,
like then the next minute
that's
he
like
goes
kind of yeah.
and tells her. It's because he also trusts her, and that is how it goes and goes
Mhm,
and goes and goes,
mhm,
right? But then that's what I'm saying. I cannot be mad at them because they are only human people, right?
yeah,
But then that's why I say, if you want to trust something, there are ideas when I have my ideas in my head. I will not tell you, I will not tell my parents. I will trust God
yeah,
to come true for me,
exactly,
because I know that that is the only person that sees my movement. That's the only person
exactly,
that understands me the way no one else does.
exactly.
And that's how, when you think about relationship, that's how a relationship should work. You're not supposed to tell your parent, trust me, because that's not true. We're
Mhm,
supposed to build on faith,
yeah,
right? And again, you rightfully said that a relationship that doesn't have God is dead. And when I think about the fact that when you're in a relationship with somebody, right, the foundation of that relationship should be God. Because if you don't have God in the middle, if a believer, right, and another believer come together and be like, we want to
Exactly.
have a relationship,
Yeah.
right? Most times your arguments in that relationship will come out, we only come forward, right, only if if there is an absence of God in that relationship.
Exactly.
It doesn't, it's not because you don't believe in God, right? That's why I said most times when people break up in their relationship or people have troubles in their relationship as Christians, it's because there was an absence, there was a breach of God in that relationship.
Exactly.
Because again, if God put you together, I used to say, if God puts two people together, right, he himself can take himself away from that place.
Mhm.
It, when I say take himself, it's not completely like he left you guys or anything. It's like he's watching, because now he's only watching because you guys are taking actions that are not in his will.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? Then
Like
now
Adam and Eve, right?
exactly, then
Yeah.
it causes separation between the two of you.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that in this scenario, your relationship should always be built on the
Exactly.
foundation that God is the center of everything,
Yep.
right? So pretty much that's how I think a relationship should work.
I mean, yeah, that's how it should always
Yeah.
work. Like it's in Matthew chapter 5, like I think verse 17.
Mhm.
It states everything like what we talked about,
Mhm.
Matthew 17 and 21 to 24.
Mhm.
But I think let's move on to the let's change the topic a little bit.
Mhm.
What's it called? So yeah, okay. So we're both athletes. What? 10 minutes. Okay, I see it. Every single time he does it, I see it. I see it. Yeah, but let's see. So we're both athletes, or we do physical stuff, and we're yeah. Just in case, it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes now. Yeah. Okay. Uh, okay. So I mean, we're both athletes, and even like sure not athletes, but like at least we do physical stuff that
Mhm.
demands obviously being healthy and healthy, living healthy lives, and doing
Right.
everything like that, right? So I think my like what I'm getting at is like, uh, how do we like live healthy and physical life, right? Where I'm like working, but at the same time taking care of my body in the way that involves respect to God, and in the way that like just is naturally proper for me, you know? Because like I saw this like Cliff got asked this question, the Christian believer, and like the one who debates a lot.
Mhm.
He got asked this question, hey, do you think I should do coke if I'm a Christian, or do marijuana if I'm a Christian, or smoke vape if I'm a Christian?
Mhm.
And he actually did like exactly like gave the answer pretty well. He was like, if God has given you everything into this world, since we were born, we were sinners,
Mhm.
and we have populated this earth with good things and bad things.
Mhm.
And sure, that you see a mushroom, right?
Mhm.
If you see that it's bad, why would you still taste it? Because knowing you're gonna die, you're still gonna taste it. That's just
Mhm.
meaning like you're just asking for something bad to happen
Mhm.
or something, right? And that's I think that's a lot of people right now. Like they're like vaping, like it's crazy. Like if you go in high school stalls and high school
Yeah.
bathrooms, it's like half of the bathrooms, like sinks and stuff like
Mhm.
that, are just filled with vape machines or whatever they're called.
Mhm.
And I'm like, this is not this generation is just not it. Like it's just they're doing so many mistakes that in 10 or 15 years they will realize these mistakes, and it will be too late for them,
Mhm.
because their health and their lungs and their body would not be
The way,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, it
of
would just not
course.
be there. And then I think it and also in the Bible it states that keep your body, like, treat your body as you're treating me, like the best.
Mhm.
Like you gotta treat it like the best in the world. Like that's your main priority. Like
Mhm.
you gotta treat it well. And to me, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, keep my body healthy, stay away from these bad things.
Mhm.
And I don't even drink, but like I think drinking at a limited range, like drinking wine, I think,
Mhm.
right? So like that's kind of like basically alcohol, or like not in way, but like you can drink. I'd say alcohol is fine, but drinking at a limit is important.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the way I live my healthy and physical life is that I work, I see my family, I laugh. That's the most important thing.
Mhm.
I stay focused on my goals. I go to the gym. I play sports and treat people nice. I think that that is something that is really important
Mhm.
to do in this life, especially like now since the world itself is like gassed with every pollution and everything in front of us. Like if we go out and
Mhm.
just breathe normal air, you would be like, what the hell? And then if you go to a forest or something and you breathe, and it's gonna be like you can see the difference
Mhm.
that you're breathing. So I feel like it's important to have that physical and healthy mindset in our bodies. But I would want to hear your opinion because you're also like fit and like you also do all the fitting stuff and stuff like that. So like, what do you think about it?
I mean, honestly, if we're talking about like healthy living, right?
Yeah,
In a way, and if I'm looking at how it involves in my life and everything, right? I would say that the biggest control is first. I always like to put God first.
yeah,
It's God first, family, then myself, in a way, because I think that I am supposed to make somebody else happy, right? So that's why the aspect of myself below there before. So it's God, then family, or like people
yeah,
together, then
yeah.
myself, right? It's like I have to be healthy in order for me to make Aaron happy,
Exactly. Like you have to be
right?
happy to be making others happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like, so I keep it in my mind that healthiness as well is just being able to laugh
Hmm.
and just being able to talk to people. I think in its own essence, right, it helps you as a person.
Exactly.
It keeps you, how do you put it, it keeps you in the right state of mind as well, because our generation, in a sense, when people talk about living healthy, it does not necessarily mean that you should lift weights
Exactly. Yeah.
and all of that stuff,
Yeah.
run or like be so active and everything, right? It's how you live with people. In our generation, people run away from people. If you think about it,
Exactly. It is.
people, like, we don't really know how to have a real good relationship with
Hmm.
other people. You meet, like, some people will meet friends that they're supposed to keep for a lifetime, but because they don't really know how to be in that situation where they actually like know how to love,
Yeah.
they lose those opportunities with those type of friends, right? And something like that has happened between the both of us with all our other friends. Some of them we've
Yeah.
lost them and stuff like that, right? But in this sense, what I'm trying to say is that living healthy means that you should be able to spend time with family,
Mhm.
friends,
Yep.
go out there. Don't be stuck in your basement
Exactly.
playing games, bro. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Battery died, but as I was saying, I was that guy in grade 9 and 10 that was addicted to games. Like the one summer I remember, I was just sitting there because I was like 15 years old. I couldn't even work back then, but I was like 16 or 15 years old, and me, Mateus, and Cameron, we would just sit there for the whole summer
mm,
and play Fortnite. We would
yeah,
just play Fortnite
I remember they
all
always wanted me to join.
summer, and at that point, at that time, we were kind of invested in it because we were doing like a bunch of tournaments that were for money.
Hmm.
That was our goal because that time we were kind of good, but now we're just terrible. But
Hmm.
like back then, we were kind of good because we played basically till 2 a.m. My parents got mad. They're like, "Yo, we hear you every single time," because I was in the living room playing.
Hmm.
So they were like, "We hear you every single time you
You're
speak at
screaming.
night,"
Mm.
and because we're sleeping and we gotta go to work. I was like, I'm sorry. I would lower my tone. So like every single time at 2 a.m., I would be just like, I would mute my mic and I would just play the game. And I totally get the fact that, and at that moment, I think when I came back to school and did athletics again,
Hmm.
my physique, mentally and physically, was terrible. Like I lost every bit of muscle I had, even though I was skinny back then. I lost every bit of like muscle I had. Um, my my athletic abilities, like running and jumping high, was lowered. Um, Pretty much everything that I had like before the summer started, I lost, and it was really hard for me to gain back up. That's why I understand where you're coming from with the physical and the mental part of it.
Hmm.
I think both mental and physical part of living healthy is important because you can be mentally happy as all you want, but I would like I would be mentally happy and physically happy rather than just mentally happy, because you can be mentally happy and eat as much as you want, and at the end of the day you're going to be gaining weight. I just personally don't like that. I just personally don't like the fact that you can just gain weight like that and be like, and you can't even run anymore. Like, to me, that idea of thinking of that, it would be crazy for me. So that's why I aspire to be so physical that even if I'm in my 50s or 60s or 70s, I'm still able to run. I'm still able to like push weights or like do push-ups or like hold my kids as high as possible. Right? That kind of thing is like important to me. So I aspire to be physically healthy, and I kid you not, you gotta be mentally healthy. That's the most important thing. I'd say that's the most important, and being physical is just the benefit of it, right? But I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah, and exactly what you said, right? Like it's both like mentally and physically healthy is like the best thing ever. Like it's a good combination to have, right? Like you cannot have one imbalanced and stuff like that. And I really understand where you're coming from with that aspect though. But remember, to be consistent with this stuff is really not easy. But
It's not.
exactly as I said, it's like, bro, you just got to be determined about it. Like you just have to have that mindset. Like everything that you start, it starts with your mind. As the Bible rightly says, it says that you have to renew your mind daily. Because like the way you are yesterday is not gonna mean that that's how you're gonna be tomorrow, right? So you have to be conscious about the fact that, okay, today I'm gonna do this. Like you guys go to the gym every single day and stuff like that. We used to go to the gym together when we were like, I think that was like grade 11. Yeah,
6 a.m.
Like, yeah, 6 a.m. or even 5 a.m. We used to wake up, and we did that every single time, right? But then after a while, we started like doing our individual workouts and stuff. I don't go to the gym as much as they do, but I keep up my workout at home, right? It's like I every single day I do my cardio. Like no matter what you want to say, I just know that I have to have that 30 minutes or 1 hour where I'm just focusing on my physical body, keeping my strength up there. You know what I mean? Because again, we play sports and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I'm so perfect at it, but like I try to keep like a certain level that at least I'm able to compete, right? So I think being physically active is also very, very important, because if you're not physically active, you cannot actually go all out, even when you're with family and stuff like that, you know, because it takes strength. Like some people climbing the stairs to their own house is a problem.
It's a problem from them. I'm like, bro.
Like you see them, they'll be breathing and stuff like that. Like even my sister, like sorry sis, but like there was one point in her life where even climbing up the stairs she'll be like I was like, what is this? Like I had to force her. Like although it sounds bad, but I know it's for her own benefit. Like there's no way that I'm going to see my sister, she's struggling to climb the stairs like that, and I'm just gonna leave her like do whatever she wants. Like, nah, you gotta come with me. We gotta walk out. Although she didn't like it, she was like screaming every time. But at the end of the day, you notice that there's benefits to that. And it's like, again, living healthy is always, I always want to say, it's always family. It's always the best, good friends, good companions, right? And it's like the people you keep will also determine how well you feel with yourself. Because sometimes people are like, people drain me. People do like, I don't like to hang out with people because they drain me. If your friends drain you, then I think you have to rethink again. Because people that would drain, like you're supposed to feel happy when you hang out with people that you love, right? It's just like when you're in love with someone. When you hang out with them, you don't necessarily feel like you're drained about. But then if something starts draining you, then you have to know that there's something behind that. Like you have to actually think about what you're doing or what they are doing or something, but something is wrong. You understand what I mean? So I also think it's just the same way that if you have 5 stupid friends, right? There are not 5 of them, there's 6. And this is not me, this is not my quote, but if there's 5 friends that are stupid, then you didn't count very well. There's like literally 6 of them, because you're literally the sick person, right? So it's like the group that you keep also determines how healthy you are inside, both mentally and physically as well, right? It's like in our group we have like people who play sports, so we always compete against each other. So it's like we always want to be at the top of our game and stuff like that. And then it's like we also read the Bible together, we pray together. It's like we have a good balance of like what we want in our life, right? It's like, it's true that friends from different cultures is nice, right? Like again, that's like one privilege that I love about Canada. Is like we have different cultures, we have friends that are from everywhere, and then our similarities bring us together and stuff like that. Again, mind you, this to have a good like relationship with your friends, you have to have similarities. like you guys have to be somewhat similar in a way. You have to have someone that
Yeah.
understands you, understands where you're coming from. Because most times friendships that don't actually function well is as a result of people not really understanding
Hmm.
themselves. Because the joke that we can have, somebody
They
else
can't
might
understand
not
or like or
understand it. They
take
might
it
think that will
officially offensive.
exactly, exactly. So I think it's very important. I think that's like some aspects that make
Yeah.
people healthy
Yeah.
physically. But
Exactly.
again, love above all, guys. Like
Hmm.
I think it's love above all. If you can project your love out there to people,
Yeah.
you always find those people that will make it worth it at the end of the day. Yeah.
I think I remember this one thing because like I have friends who are, well, not friends, but I talk to them, right? Um, there's people who party a lot
Mm.
that I know. And whenever I talk to them, hey, yeah, we had such a great time. We played Monopoly and we sat and we ate Costco food and stuff like that. So it was a good day. And they were like, "What? That's your good day with your friends?" I go to the club and we party. That's a good day for us. I'm like, hey, okay, that's cool. That's you. That if you think that's what you need and that's what makes you and your friend group happy, that's good
Hmm.
for you. Personally, I would go to a party that would drain me out. Like, and I'm pretty sure most of my friends would rather have a sat down Monopoly game for
Over
till
like
2 a.m.
yeah.
than rather go to a club, get drunk, find an Uber if they can, and maybe get into a fight. I am good with just sitting here playing Monopoly, 2 a.m., eating Costco food, and drinking water as much as we can,
Exactly.
or Fruitopia or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine with me.
And it's literally as what you say is like literally that's how it was in high school. Like
That's
guys,
how it was. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though, in high school it's like I was always like, bro, this child of God. Like I always kept that mentality. Like there's no way that I'll be, although sometimes I got caught lagging, and I'm not gonna lie, it happens. It happens. Like I got caught
yeah. You
lagging
only
and stuff
gotta
like that.
you
And so,
can learn from your mistakes if you don't do
exactly,
them.
exactly. But it's like it's just we have friends that, or like let's say girls, like sometimes I'll some girls will come to me and they'll talk to me and like stuff like that. They'll be like, oh, like you're such an amazing person and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
That's only if like they don't see my God side.
yeah.
But it's the moment they see I
And they're
hit it
like,
with God,
yeah, we
or
done.
they're like
See ya later.
they're
Bye.
like oh victory, like oh I love clubbing, and like they're like let's hang out, like
Yeah.
do this stuff. And then when I'm like nah, I don't do stuff like that, bro.
Mhm.
Like
No,
me, I don't, those stuffs, it's not fun to me. And again, people like this idea of like going to clubbing and having fun.
it's like
I,
crazy to me. It's like I don't understand that.
I don't think necessarily that these people have fun. You go there because
Exactly.
you're trying to forget,
That
you
who you
know,
are,
who
I'd say.
you're trying to forget who you are. And again, I say when you forget who you are, you're just inviting evil spirits
Evil spirits, evil
to
devil.
come
Yeah, I
and
totally get it.
inhabit you. Because when they
Understandable.
when they're in you, you're just done.
You're
Like
done.
literally, you're just done,
I
bro.
totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Um. Oh, the one I'll move on, but like the one thing is, I think it was like past like I think grade 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Matthias, I kind of made this name up. I think it was immigrated brothers because like we all of us were immigrated, right?
Yeah.
You were
For
immigrated.
yeah.
He was from Brazil. I was from Pakistan. We all met up in grade 9.
Yeah.
So like we were just immigrated brothers at that point. At that point, but since we're talking about sports or healthy living, um, I think it's. I mean, it's. I think it's still in motion. Like it's still trending. But what do you think Messi winning the best player award?
Bro, you know what though? People, I mean, I want to say in a way it was rigged. Guys, like it's Messi, of course.
Yeah.
FIFA loves that guy. Like honestly, Messi fans, no offense to you or anything, but it's like this guy is like he's been since that he was like with the sports. I just think that they liked him more
I
than
think
Ronaldo.
no, but I also think like, and I'm not disrespecting Messi at all. I respect him. I think he's a great player, one of the greatest to ever do it.
For real, for real,
But
I agree with that.
I
Yeah.
think I think UEFA and Ballon d'Or and FIFA really favored him. Like he shouldn't have won the Ballon d'Or. I think Ballon d'Or was 100% Holland, but it's just he won it because he won the World Cup, and then After that, now he's winning the best award. Like, dude, the World Cup happened a year ago before that, so that doesn't even include into it. And then if you see his stats now and see Holland's stats, it's a big difference.
Guys,
Big difference.
mind you this. Listen, Messi is an awesome player. He's
He
out of
is.
this.
I'm
He's
not.
out of this world,
He
guys.
is.
Like literally,
He is.
I'm a Ronaldo fan, by the way, but I think Messi is just out of this world
He
still,
is,
right?
yeah.
But it's just I don't honestly I don't want to say I'll blame him because I feel like he doesn't make that decision by himself. But I'm just saying like those people that are out there or like those fans that are out there supporting these people that are actually doing this
I
like
think
this favoritism and stuff like that. I
No.
don't think we should encourage something like that because we
Yeah.
have to actually look at it. Like, bro, how can you be giving the Ballon d'Or to somebody that
exactly
won?
like it's too old. It's too obvious now.
Mhm,
You know, like I'm not blaming him that he's doing it.
mhm,
I'm just saying, okay, if he's awarded, obviously he's going to take it. But like,
mhm.
I think it's just the FIFA company or whatever it is. It's just the way they are doing it. It's just not right.
Yeah.
I think like Messi should have not won like many of his trophies for the past few years.
Uh-huh.
I think he has done an amazing job for the world of soccer, and he is ever going to be the legend. He's inspired probably millions or like almost billions, I'd say, because football is a really big thing.
Yeah.
And I'd say he has done that. But as in coming to winning something that rightfully was not yours, if someone would ask him that question, and if he was honest to himself, he would say that, yeah, I shouldn't have won that. Holland should have won this, or before that, Van Dijk should have won that, and then before that, it was Lewandowski.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but then you know what? It comes to having a big name like Messi's name. You know what I mean? Like Messi is up there. You know, it's like
he's just he's portrayed as the sweet little dog,
Mhm.
and then Ronaldo is portrayed as the pit bull. You could
Yeah.
say like nobody likes the pit bull, but they all like the Labrador.
That's this is guys. Listen, when it comes to football, right? I think Ronaldo is up there. Even Messi is also as well. But I think the difference between them is that Ronaldo is a human being at heart.
Yeah,
He speaks his mind.
yeah,
Like if he sees something that he doesn't like, people will be like, "Oh no, here he goes again." But
yeah.
the truth is that most people will want to say exactly what Ronaldo is saying, but then they expect him not to actually react that way because he's Ronaldo. But the thing is, that's why I like him because he keeps things real.
Yeah.
It's like okay, 8 ballon, like you know the post where he said that here we go again or something where
look,
he was laughing.
So he said like somebody asked him about the FIFA and Ballon d'Or, stuff like that. He said Ballon d'Or and the best are losing credibility. Numbers are reality, right? That's what he said. And I think when he said that, and I'm like, I mean, that's true. Like the Golden Globe is Globe Soccer is doing way better, way better with their
yeah.
decisions.
I actually watched the whole
like
thing.
Holland was like deserved to be the best player at that moment, and Ronaldo deserved to be the fans' favorite because he was the fans' favorite,
yeah.
right? And then best Saudi player, yes, Ronaldo scored 56 or 54 goals last year, so he deserves that. And Mbappe, I think, won something.
Yeah,
I think so, right? But the point is that they are doing a way better job deciding who should deserve the trophy than FIFA or UEFA or anybody right now.
Globe Soccer did it.
Globe Soccer did a great job.
They did amazing,
They
bro.
did a
Like
great job.
I literally. So normally when you watch the other nominations from the other side, it's like I barely ever finish it because I'm just like these people
Exactly.
is not really real. They just make up these stuffs.
Yeah.
But Globe Soccer, I watched the whole thing. It was amazing.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying this because Ronaldo won 3 trophies that day. Like literally, it's not because of that.
Right.
They were real. And
like nobody could doubt that. Like they would agree with the trophies that were named to him. Like he was the best Saudi player in that year. He did deserve to be the fans of favorite because he is the fans' favorite. He has 600 million followers on Instagram. That's pretty cool. I think we all knew who was it, right?
Yeah, and if we're looking at the fans' favorite, even throughout the year, I still think he'll win it every single time.
He's gonna win it every single year, yeah.
Because that guy has even though people are like Messi, I think Ronaldo is he's in the hearts of everyone.
Exactly.
To be honest, everybody wants to be. to be like Ronaldo.
Everybody can say like who's their GOAT and stuff,
Uh-huh.
but if you're being honest right now, if you see both how both are playing and how both are right now, I'm saying right now, if you see that, you will understand who's the GOAT. Because Ronaldo, on the way he's performing, and you see Messi with Suarez and I think who was else, Busquets. You see all those three and Ronaldo himself performing right now, you're gonna know who's the GOAT. Like Ronaldo has done the longevity thing, and Messi's just not. He's just moving. He's just walking in the games now. He's not even running or scoring or touching anything. He's just walking, getting his payday. That's it. And if you see Ronaldo, he's still passionate about his game. He's improving his strikes. He's running like a freaking 18 or 20-year-old. His headers, his jumps are still high. His headers are still good. So I'd say,
and the truth,
that's important to know.
The truth is, he knows that he's getting old.
Exactly.
But his mindset does not. He knows he's maturing, right?
More, yeah.
But his mindset does not allow him to think that way. I think that's like the victor's mindset. Yeah. I like that mindset. The mindset where you refuse. You make your own reality.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? He does not accept what, because you remember when he was in Manchester United, if he listened to what the fans said, he wouldn't have been where he is.
Yeah.
But he took that. You know, when he says that I live off the criticism of the fans, right? That's like, it's like I live off that, because then it makes him want to be more than they think that he could ever be. And that's like a mindset that I think for people to succeed, you have to think that way. Guys, I'm not saying that Messi is not good. Messi is totally awesome.
He's one of the greatest. I am giving him the top 5 situation. I am even top 3. I'm giving him that. But it's just the fact, if you see right now, what he has done so far and what has Ronaldo done so far, even in the past year, I think we all can agree that Messi is done, man. He's done. He's just playing for the fun of it now. But Ronaldo is still going.
Honestly, I think Messi can still play in Europe.
He definitely can.
And that guy can still get another Ballon d'Or in Europe. Same as Ronaldo.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Same as Ronaldo. The truth is, it's passion. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you look at Ronaldo, he went to Saudi not because he thought the league was too big, but he thought that he can make the league something because of how he performs.
And
he did. You understand what I mean? Yeah. It's like his passion has made him to be something else.
Exactly.
You understand? But then if you look at Messi, I'm not saying he doesn't have passion for the game, because this guy has been playing.
He's still playing.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has the passion, but it's like there comes a time, every man is different. But there comes a time where another man is just, maybe in this moment, Messi is like, you know what, I'll just get the pay, I'll do the job, and I'll get it done, and I'm done. You understand what I mean? But Ronaldo still has that passion. I want to be the best. Yeah. I always want to be the best. You understand what I mean? Some people will criticize and be like, leave it for the younger players and whatever. But man, if I was in Ronaldo's show, I'll be doing the same thing. I want to compete. I want to be up there. Even if I'm old, I want to show these youngsters that even when you get to my age, you can always be at the top of your.
And again, obviously, you see people who are hating on him, past players that he played with.
Yeah,
they're retired right now. So why are they talking? Because at his age, actually older than them, he's still playing and they're retired.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have the right to say anything bad about him. And I think at the end of the day, if it's about, and I'm just saying, I love Messi, great player, one of the best dribblers ever to exist. If it comes to choosing now, my GOAT would be 100% Ronaldo. There is no doubt about that. Like I'm not doubting his skills. Like Messi's skills, and I am, even though people said that it was not the best performance that he did in the World Cup, and he was carried by his team. If you see the goals that he did, and if you see the plays that he made amazing plays. I give him that. But as in now, like right now, longevity wise, stage just not even putting the numbers in and not putting any stats or anything or past goals or whatever. Just looking at it right now, I am going with Ronaldo. I'm not the big bias. It's just what you see. I think
Ronaldo's career is something that most soccer player would dream of. To be honest,
yeah.
Like if you put out there that whose like soccer career would you rather have, Messi or Ronaldo? Honestly, if you look at it that way, without looking at their stats and what they have accomplished, I think you want to have a Ronaldo 100%. Career than a Messi career. I think that way though. 100%. But again, you guys tell us and let us know. But I think Ronaldo all the way, guys. Ronaldo all the way. Ronaldo all the way. He's inspired so many people. Messi has done as well, but I think the way Ronaldo has inspired people,
hard work. He's put hard work
crazy.
as a. He's like it's like his nickname now. Hard work.
And
like
people
done that.
Yeah, and people would say he's like 50% talent and 50% hard work. I think it's 100% hard work and 100% talent.
If you see his improvements from like when he was a young kid at Manchester United, and then he went into Real Madrid, and you see the years he matured, and that matureness only comes with hard work. You can't get that with talent like Messi. Messi hardly worked out, by the way. Hardly worked out.
Honestly, I won't say that. I won't say he hardly worked.
No. I like worked out, but I mean like he wouldn't be as active into the gym as Ronaldo was. He would rather and it stated in an interview or like whatever article.
Yeah.
Messi would not work out. This guy would not, because he would just sit there, play soccer, and come home and eat whatever he wanted and then sleep. That's what he was, and it was in the article. I saw I think one of the articles, I don't remember, a while back, but that's how it was. Ronaldo put his, every single time he came back from the game or club, he would go into the gym and work out and come, and his body was his like temple. He would take care of it like the most important thing into his life. And I think that's showing right now. It's showing right now. Like it pretty much is.
It is.
But yeah, speaking of Ronaldo and Messi, right? And this is not going for football. I'm talking like everything. Like, who would be your top 5 athletes of all time? Any sport.
Any sport.
I'm asking you too. One sec.
Any sports?
Any sport.
Honestly, for basketball, I'll say LeBron James, bro.
Okay.
I think so.
Should you do blind ranking?
Blind ranking?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, you don't have to prepare it now.
No, yeah. I'm just asking. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest probably soccer, bro. I think you're saying top 5 athlete
of all time. Any athletes.
Messi is up there. Ronaldo is up there.
Are you going that as a, like, are you saying that as in like influenced or like physicalness?
Bro, I'm talking about I'm talking about both.
Okay.
I'm talking about both because I think you have to have like a mix of both to be at that level where you can call yourself the top. Like, you know what I mean? So we have LeBron, and this, I'm not ranking them. I'm just calling them how I think. So we have LeBron, Ronaldo, Messi. We have
that's what, 3?
Yeah, we have Eto'o.
Eto'o?
Yeah,
I've never heard that guy.
Samuel Eto'o.
Samuel Eto'o?
Yeah, he played for Barca. He played.
Cameroonian.
Yeah, he is Cameroonian. Yeah,
I gotta check that one.
Yeah, he really influenced the Cameroon's game, and we have Drogba.
Drogba, okay.
Yeah, nah, Drogba was crazy.
Okay,
I think Drogba was crazy.
All right.
My dad told me
What is yours?
So I'll do ranking. I'm gonna go 1 to 5. Actually, I'll start with 5. 5, I think Magnum.
Magnum?
The chess player.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you said, I said one. No, it was saying actually, just mentally.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5, I'll say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, okay.
4, I'll say Jordan.
Okay.
3, I'll say Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
2, I'll say. I want to say LeBron, bro. LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron. And then 1 is Ronaldo.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's not bad.
If you're ranking, okay, that's pretty. Yeah.
Okay, I would say now my list is gonna be like, I don't know. I'm not gonna rank it. I'm not gonna rank because I feel like, I could, but like I feel like ranking it's just gonna make it longer.
You know, I honestly I don't want to rank because everyone is good at what they do.
Exactly.
To be honest, like,
but like if I would like influence and the physique type, like physical.
Okay, who you saying is the best at everything? Physique, mentality.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Ronaldo is number 1.
Yeah, Ronaldo is
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But like after Ronaldo, I'm just doing a random rank. Ronaldo. I'll do Jordan. It's random. It's random. I'm not ranking them up for Ronaldo. Ronaldo, Jordan, Nadal, the tennis player,
Mm-hmm.
Nadal. Oh, two of two. Okay, okay. Usain Bolt, and then why are you laughing about that? That's like, bro, Usain Bolt for sure. And then
He dominated, bro.
he
Come on, yeah,
dominated.
yeah, he did.
And then I'd say the last one.
LeBron.
This one's gonna be tough.
Has to be LeBron.
No, I'm gonna go with Khabib.
Okay, let me explain.
Khabib.
LeBron
No, LeBron. No, no.
and
Here's the thing. Here's the
Ronaldo
thing.
are
Here's the thing.
basically the same
Here's
thing.
the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that LeBron is not good. I would have put LeBron, but I had to choose Jordan just because of the influence he had. Like,
Well, it was in longevity and body. It's Jordan.
yeah, but like
yeah.
you gotta understand, like Jordan, when you go any country, like well not any country, but like you go to Europe and you say Jordan, everybody would know.
He influenced
LeBron
the game.
James?
Yeah, he influenced the game.
Like sure, some would know it, but like Jordan, you can see them wearing them, you know.
Yeah,
So like it's like
LeBron is like Ronaldo in a way because they're both
he is no, I
39,
totally get it. I
still-
totally I totally get it. But I like that basketball wise, I just had Jordan up. But like other sports, it's like yeah. So it's mine is like Ronaldo, Jordan, Nadal, Usain Bolt, and Khabib. My five.
Yeah,
That's my five.
that's a solid
That's my
list.
five.
That's a solid
That's my
list.
five.
Yeah.
I have so I think this is really important. This question is about what I'm about to ask. Um, what do you think is better? And that's everything included. Okay. Because we all live in Canada, and it's yeah. Um, is it better in Canada to have a summer, or is it better to have winter?
Nah, hell no.
And this is everything included in the summer. I'm talking holidays, everything, and same for winter. So, like, which one would you rather prefer,
Hey,
summer or winter?
Man, honestly, guys, this is not a this is normally this is not a tough decision for me to make.
Yeah.
I would pick summer like without even thinking twice.
Yeah,
But over the years as I've stayed here, the winter is not that bad if you
it's
think
not
about
that
it.
bad, but like,
But if I was to
Yeah.
pick, man, bro, during the winter it gets too cold. During the summer it gets too hot. Like, let me see.
bro, when it's too hot and you sit into your car, my ass burns, bro. It's crazy.
For real,
It's
I know.
crazy.
the glass.
Oh
Don't touch the
yeah,
glass.
it's just
Oh, but in the winter your ears gets frozen. You don't even feel them, bro.
you sit into the car and you shiver.
But summer is better in my opinion by far because summer like is hot
Yeah,
and plus you get to like winter you need to know that like it's either you're working or school.
Mhm.
So like I can't see you guys during winter most of the time.
yeah.
But summer is like every week, every
Oh
single
yeah,
week.
if you're talking
So
about us
everything,
hanging
but
out,
like not even just that. Like everything included. Like I'm talking holidays, even like friends hanging out. Everything included. Which one's better?
I think summer is better.
Summer.
Yeah, summer.
I would
summer-
agree.
Yeah, summer is definitely better.
Hey, winter has its things. Like it has Christmas and it has like all these holidays. That's fine.
Halloween or-
But like, it's just like it's winter, man. Nobody likes winter. Sure, there's skiing, but at the same time, I would rather hike in the summer, see the sunsets, and like see greenery everywhere, than like see dead plants
Well,
everywhere.
The
in
reason why
the,
people love doing outdoor stuff during the winter. You know bears.
no, in the summer, in the summer.
Bears are cool.
Yeah, but you have a bear spray, and like you know how to attack. Like we've evolved, bro. We've evolved.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I would say summer just because of the fact that there's so much things.
you can go
As for
for
us, we have so many things to do in the summer because we are active people and we tend to play volleyball outside. We tend to play basketball. We
soccer,
go for drives.
football.
We do
everything,
everything is
yeah.
summer included for us. So that's why I think summer is the better choice. Well, I'm not saying that winter, whoever is doing winter, they would have their own options, right? Because they would go skiing, they would do these things that are only done in winter. So I understand that. But as an overall, I would have to go with summer. It's just
Yeah.
something that nobody can disagree
No,
with.
for
And
real.
it depends on personalities. Like introverts will probably pick winter.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, I totally get that too. Oh yeah. I actually don't know the name yet, but hey, just subscribe to the channel. Follow the TikTok because it's gonna be on TikTok as well. And go to everything is in the link of the video below. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and I'll create our Instagram account too. So yeah, just follow. And if you like what we preach about, and if you like what we talk about, we'll be here all the time. I'm sure we're gonna have a schedule after in the next one. But right now, this was the first time we did it.
Yeah,
So
and we're
yeah.
also open to critiques, you know,
Well,
because
yeah,
when
comment all you
yeah,
want. And we'll see every single comment. If it's 100,000, maybe not every single one, but like if it's 100 comments, I will see every single one and respond to every single one. Yeah, totally. But yeah, thank you for watching us. We'll see you in the next one.
peace.
Peace. Oh, my leg hurts.